So it is official, we now have a game. We don't have a name for this Captain America and Black Panther video game set in the World War II time frame from Skydance New Media, but at least we have an idea of what this game is. Of course, for the longest time, it was rumored to be a Daredevil game, then those rumors shifted to be a Fantastic Four game, and then now we find out that it's actually a team-up between Captain America and Black Panther himself. That is a bit of a surprise for certain. I think that a lot of us did not really anticipate for that to be the case, but I think that it still has the potential to go on ahead and deliver because we still have a very talented team behind this game. So what exactly is this game? Well, let's go on ahead and go through the narrative that they went ahead and dropped. They said Skydance New Media and Marvel Entertainment's upcoming narrative-driven ensemble adventure game is set in the Marvel Universe and features an original story that will take players on a World War II era adventure with 4 playable heroes at different points in the story. A young Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, Azuri, T'Challa's grandfather, and the World War II era Black Panther, Gabriel Jones, a U.S. soldier and member of the Howling Commandos, and Natalie, the leader of the fledgling Wakandan spy network. Skydance New Media is helmed by the award-winning writer and director Amy Hennig, and this title marks the first initiative from the new AAA game studio. But that is, of course, not all, because I've got more information for you guys. This was courtesy of an interview that IGN actually conducted with both Amy Hennig and Mark Bernardin for this game.
When we talked to Marvel initially, we wanted to come up with something original, tell an original story, and not feel like we were cribbing from something that already existed, although taking inspiration from all kinds of sources, right? And we loved the idea of doing kind of a team up, in kind of the classic Marvel sense, where you take characters who haven't necessarily been in a story together, and then also to set it in a time that would be unexpected, get out of sort of the contemporary time period.
So this obviously goes on ahead and confirms a few things about the game, and that is that obviously this should be a character study, meaning that the characters that have been pitted together here in Black Panther and Captain America should make for an interesting dynamic for the two. It also, of course, goes on ahead and confirms from the key art the fact that the game is indeed set during the World War II period, as well as going to be taking us over to Wakanda, while the big bad guy organization over the whole thing is going to be Hydra themselves. So based on what we see from the key art, a lot of you probably also are curious, will this game be co-op, or will it have a co-op mode? Well, let's listen to what Amy had to say about that.
Narratively, yes. Gameplay mechanics wise, no. That's not the intent.
So that obviously goes on ahead and confirms that this will indeed be a single player like experience. Amy did also mention that the big inspiration for this game would be Uncharted, which I think is wonderful as somebody who loves that franchise. And of course, Amy was at the helm of 3 of the very best Uncharted games. I'm very excited to hear that. However, she also did mention something about gameplay that got me a little worried. So let's listen.
From unexpected sources like rhythm games and VR experiences and even mobile games, where there's less of a divide between what you're doing and sort of the tactile experience of what you're doing and on the controls of what you're doing in the game. And that can get you into this really immersive flow state where you're kind of like, now you're having this, this Panther simulator, this Cap simulator, where it's like you really can immerse yourself in the character.
Now, some of you guys might say, well, what's the big problem with what she just said, Blitz? Rhythm games are perfectly fine. And I agree. It's just that for me, I still want something that's a little bit closer to Uncharted in nature than something that's a little closer to maybe like a Telltale style game or like Detroit Become Human, where there's gameplay there for sure, but it's most certainly a lot more of a passive element as far as the gameplay is concerned. I really, really hope that's not the case, because she did go on ahead and at one point in her interview also say this.
The things that you're doing with the controllers feels like the things that the characters are doing, that anybody can pick it up and play it, because it's actually really like common sense and intuitive. But it's also super deep for longtime gamers like ourselves who can look under the hood and figure out, how to deepen their own experience and and be rewarded for sort of skillful execution of the mechanics.
So that obviously sounds good. Had she not said that, I would have been a lot more worried that this was going to be a little bit more of a mobile-like experience in terms of gameplay, or something akin to like a Detroit Become Human game than gameplay heavy. It looks like she does confirm that there is going to be a lot more accessibility with this game to make sure that as many people as possible get a chance to play it and don't feel overwhelmed like some of the more complicated games that are released nowadays. But at the same time, there will still be depth to the gameplay so that for gamers like myself who actually want to get that much more difficult challenge with their games, we will be able to go on ahead and be entertained also. All of that sounds awesome. Those are all the details that we currently have for the game. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys are subscribed and have your notifications turned on, because as soon as any more details drop, you know that this is the place to be. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. See you laters, alligators. Bye, guys.
Pretty cool that I'm alive and have better days. I could walk, see, hear, I should celebrate. Think I could change my mind, maybe elevate. Living life, every day, late at night, not okay.